Hello, folks. Welcome to Kudlow. I'm Larry Kudlow. So, yesterday we talked about Joe Biden's regulatory war against America's economy. Big hat tip to the Wall Street Journal editorial page and American Action Forum for reminding everyone that in just 2 years, the Bidens have slapped on, listen to these numbers, 517 regulatory actions worth roughly $318 billion in total economic costs. And bad as that is, the socialist central planners at Washington have another 311 regs in the pipeline that could probably cost nearly $200 billion. All right? Now, put that together. That is well over $500 billion of regulatory costs on American business. Just think of that. $500 billion. Well, what's that mean? Lower profits, lower wages, less productivity, a crushing blow to small business. Kevin Hassett told us last night that if we got rid of all the new regs, you could conceivably increase real GDP by as much as 1% over the longer term. Think of that. And by the by, if you extended the Trump tax cuts, or even better, went for a modified flat tax of maybe 20% for both personal and corporate income, the Tax Foundation figures you could add almost another 0.5% in the long run to growth, and that would get you well on your way to a 3.5% growth rate, which is what we had between 1947 and 2000 before it slumped to only 1.8% over the last 22 years. Think of the prosperity. Not only more growth from the supply side of the economy, but you'd get less inflation. Think about a happy blue-collar middle-class family workforce. Think how much easier it would be to slow federal spending or balance the budget or stop the debt assault. But now we have to contend with the exact opposite. Okay, here's the new information. The so-called CHIPS Act, remember that? Industrial policy aimed at the semiconductor industry. It was a $284 billion bill. Republicans and Democrats signed up for it. It is the exact opposite of my 3.5% growth dream. Know what's in there? Well, I don't know what's all in there either, but here's a few pearls. Mandated daycare, Davis-Bacon unionized pay scales, sharing corporate profits with the federal government. How about that one? Total coordination of unions and NEPA. That's the National Environmental Policy Act. You must comply with NEPA. That's where the Bidens repealed the Trump reforms and now stretch out permits basically for years and years, spanning every agency in the government. So in other words, nothing new will ever get built in my lifetime and longer. Between the Greenies and the unions and the social welfareists and all the various interest groups. Oh, yeah, did I forget? One semiconductor requirement will be, you guessed it, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Of course it'll be there. Nothing passes the Bidens without DEI or some crazy woke idea that will stop investment, new jobs, productivity, and basically stop progress. This is a perfect illustration of the stupidity of industrial policy. Industrial policy through massive spending, as I said, authorized by a third of the Republican senators, along with all the Democrats. You know, in Washington, you get what you pay for. Big spending bills. Now, days lead to a big woke, and that in turn blocks everything. Our next guest, Steve Forbes, many months ago labeled this modern socialism through the regulatory state. The Biden central planners, working overtime, had their way over free enterprise. It was last summer. Republican senators who voted for this monstrosity should still be ashamed of themselves. Big spending industrial policy never works. Never works. For those concerned about national security and the U.S. chip industry, instead of spending nearly $300 billion for new daycare centers, would have been a lot better off cutting individual and corporate tax rates. How about that? That would have created incentives and the opportunity to rebuild and onshore American semiconductors. All right, think of it. Instead of spending your keister off with all this social welfare DEI nonsense, difference between normal and crazy, to quote Sarah Sanders, we could have cut taxes, and that would have incentivized everybody to come to America and build a new revitalized chip industry. So, folks, I'll just say this: save America, stop industrial policy, promote growth and prosperity, not central planning modern socialism. All right? That's my modest proposal tonight.